that Miranda had been found alive after all, that everything else had been a big mistake. Please, she says, it's important.
Untidy
Okay.
on the ball.
I get up and follow her. She leads me along the corridor, out toward the front of the lodge, where the snow lies pristine and white as an eiderdown beside the loch. It has stopped falling, I notice. That's good news, isn't it? Who was that on the phone? I asked Emma. Wasn't the police? Yes, she says. It turns out they have a suspect. Who? I asked. Come over here, she says. Her face is contorted with some powerful emotion that I can't quite read. She beckons with a hand. I don't want one of the others to overhear us. This can only mean one thing. It's one of us. Mark, I think. I know it can't be Julian. When I woke up from a fitful sleep, he was beside me on the sofa, his mouth hanging open. I actually had to double-check he was alive. It has to be Mark. Oh, God, that explains Emma's weird expression. Emma, I say, walking toward her. Is it who I think it is? He's always been obsessed with her. I warned Miranda, but she laughed it off. She always thought she could handle herself. Now Emma does something odd. She bends and sweeps her hand through the snow, as though she's searching for something. What are you doing? I ask. When she stands up, she's holding something. It takes me a beat to work out what it is. My body seems to have done so before my mind has caught up. Suddenly my limbs are frozen, my spine rigid. Emma, what are you doing with that? She doesn't seem to register the question. Her entire face has changed. She looks like a stranger, not the woman I have known for 3 years. It's your fault, she hisses. Everything that happened to her. If she hadn't found out about you two and your disgusting affair, she wouldn't have been so upset. She wouldn't have said the terrible things she did. It wasn't her fault. It wasn't mine. It was yours. At first, when I tried to speak, I could only form the words silently with my mouth, releasing nothing but a bubble of air. I am aware of a strange thundering noise, staggeringly loud, all around us. The sound of something drumming. Whoomp, 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 like a giant's heartbeat. I can't see anything to make sense of it though, and perhaps, after all, it is only the rushing of the blood in my ears. I don't understand, Emma. I don't understand what you're saying. Of course not, she says, because you're too stupid. She spits the word. You never deserved her for a friend. I see something change in her expression. A spasm of pain. I understand. It was you, I say. She doesn't answer. She just raises her eyebrows and does something to the rifle, making an ominous clicking sound. It is raised, level with my sternum. Don't shoot for the head, I can hear the gamekeeper saying. Shoot for the body, where all the internal organs are clustered together. A shot like that is much more likely to be fatal. I see Emma's face as it was after she shot the deer, anointed in gore, marked out as a killer. I don't have time to do anything before I hear the sound of the report, familiar from before. I feel something shunt into me with terrible force. As I hit the ground, everything goes black.
Nicely cut out.
59. Doug. It seems an incredible distance back to the lodge, much farther down than it had seemed, perversely on the way up. Beneath the snow are tangles of heather that snag at their ankles and threaten to trip them with every step. But it is also the new knowledge they now possess, the new understanding of how dangerous the situation of the lodge might prove to be. They have made a huge mistake, leaving the guests to their own devices. But knowing what Ian could have done to Heather had Doug not shown up, he cannot be sorry he chose as he did. Finally, they are on the path back to the lodge, and then above them, a vast metal bird begins to descend from the clouds, blades whirring with a deafening throb. For a moment, Doug is thrown back 9 years to a place of fear and darkness, in spite of the blinding tethered light, and the helicopter becomes an instrument of war, an Apache circling overhead, trying to pick out enemy positions. He reminds himself that it's the police, that this is a good thing. Great Scots pines are shedding their covering of snow, thrashing in the draft created by the blades. Then Heather gives a horrified cry and picks up her pace. Incredibly, It is he who is struggling to keep up with
Well,
her.
as we see from the replay,
Now he sees what she has seen. The two women, one blonde, one dark, stand facing one another in front of the lodge. The blonde is stooping to unearth something in the snow. He knows what it is even before he sees it emerge in her hand. The long, elegant barrel, lethal from some distance. But from 3 meters, the gap between the two figures, catastrophic. They've finally reached flat ground, and before he can tell her to stop, Heather is sprinting toward them. Neither of the women sees her, so intent are they on one another. He is running too, toward the one with the rifle. He is too late. As the gun discharges, he sees Heather leap toward the dark-haired woman, knocking her out of the way. He sees an explosion in a faraway place. That terrible moment. The men, his friends, all dead because of his hesitation. He wrenches himself back to the present. He throws himself down next to her, where the snow is splattered with her blood.
Over the touchline for a throw-in.
Epilogue.
Rebic.
60.
Ronaldo.
Heather.
An alert piece of defending.
When I first came round from an opiated sleep,
Mount.
I had no idea who I was, let alone where. The first person I saw was Doug. "Hello," he said. "I hope you don't mind me being here." Before the nurse left the room, she said, "You've got a great man here. He's been sitting in that same spot the whole time you were in surgery, waiting for you to come round." I looked at Doug.
And the electronic
He seemed
board
embarrassed,
showing
as though
one
he had
additional
been
minute.
caught out in something.
Kane.
"I had to tell them we were together," he said in an
Well,
undertone.
not the pass he had.
"Otherwise, he would have sent me away."
Well,
I
the
hope you don't
managers will
mind.
now deliver their half-time
His
team
hand
talks.
was only a few
We're at the end
centimetres
of
from mine,
45 minutes in this
resting
game.
on the sheet. I lifted mine with some effort to cover
Well,
his.
you have to give.
It seemed miraculously warm and alive. It was the first time I had touched another human being in any significant way. In a long, long time. Over the next couple of hours, they all arrived after the long drive from Edinburgh. The friends whose happiness and wholeness I have been avoiding for a year.
Jadon Sancho.
And of course, my family.
Declan Rice.
My mum repeating that she knew that place had something bad in it. And what I realised was,
And
I
still
am
danger
loved.
here.
I love.
Well, that's the
I
end
have
of
lost
that for
the
now.
great love. The one that for years defined me.
Raja
That I'd come to be the sum total of who I was. So much so that when it was gone, I was certain there was nothing left to salvage.
Pussy.
I'm not sure what compelled me to do what I did. I saw the whole scene playing out before me, as though at half the speed. And I realised that there was time,
And Invincibles
and that I had the
reaching
element
canter
of
into
surprise.
victory
I could do something. I didn't even really think about the danger to myself.
A real
There
struggle
wasn't
to
time
contain
for
it.
it. I didn't even think about it as the bullet
Superbly
entered
read
my
and
abdomen.
executed.
It was only when I lay on the ground, winded,
Lukaku.
and the pain arrived in a wave so intense, I was convinced I had to be dying.
And there
But
is the
now,
goal. He's found
I'm
the
wondering
net.
if it was some memory of
Charging
Jamie always putting the lives of strangers before his own
Current
that impelled
scoreline,
me.
4-2.
Ian is all right. In fact, apparently he's on the same ward as me somewhere. With a police escort, naturally. According to Doug, he was in so much pain that he sobbed out his confession
great
when
read
Doug brought the
there to
police up to the
intercept.
old lodge. It seems he was a cog in a much larger machine.
Well, they couldn't
The
keep
drugs
it.
came from a lab in Iceland. Ingvar and Kristen? Not their real names, obviously. Those backpacks had been filled with something much more valuable than hiking equipment. The train guard at the station was paid more than double his own salary to turn a blind eye. A few innocuous suitcases unloaded at the other end, delivered to the boss's members' clubs. And New Year's Eve, the best time to do it. Everyone distracted. Emergency services stretched to capacity. The one turning these cogs, of course, was the boss. It turned out he went a long way back. As a young man, Ian had served a long sentence in prison
Well,
for
how
car theft
about this?
and had come out
4-3.
without any options. Finally, he had managed to get a job as the
they've
bouncer
given
of
him
a
too
rather
much
upmarket
space.
club in London.
And he's through
The
here.
owner of the club
Making
had
sure
approached him
nothing
with an offer.
untoward happened.
A cushy
Superb
job,
tackle.
better pay, a new
Lukaku.
start.
The drugs, it turned out, had been the boss's main source of money all along.
Wasteful from
Not
United.
the members'
And
clubs,
attempting the through
nor the
ball.
lodge. Though both
Kane.
had provided a nice blind, and both were integral to the product's journey from
Roger, 9
Icelandic
gone
lab
on.
to the well-heeled end users.
Poor
They caught
pass
him
under no
sipping
real
an orange
pressure.
juice in the first-class lounge at Heathrow.
Excellent
En
use of the
route
ball as
skipping
they
the
make their way
country.
forward. Well, the
Quite
outcome is
coup
a
for the
free
Fort
kick here.
William police station. A murder and a drugs bust. All from the same serene, almost wilderness. A wilderness that I've decided,
Lukaku.
and not just because of the murder and the
Chance
drugs
to finish.
bust.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I'll miss
Who
my
saw
mornings
this coming
living in a loft.
when there were 3 goals down?
A surprise even to me, this.
Once again, the
I'll miss my
sides are level.
taciturn
It's a
co-worker.
kaleidoscope of
Doug's
shifting
agreed to come and
emotions.
spend the weekend with me once
Promising
I settle
looking
back
attack.
into life in Edinburgh. And
Now
bought
delivering
myself
that
the
deep
best
cross.
sofa bed,
The
which
end product
may
just
or
wasn't
may not
there.
be used. He has his own stuff to
Well,
work
as we
out
see
first.
from the stats, it's nothing
His
to
own
split
journey
these
to go
two
on.
teams up. It's been a brilliant
Both of us, I
attacking
think,
game. Defences
been
are
living in
stretched on
limbo.
both sides. Midfield
Both
is
of us running
creative for
from
both
death.
sides. And the forwards have
And
had a
in so
field day,
doing,
Derek.
fleeing from everything else. Now, it
Lukaku.
is time to get
Still
on with
passing
the
it
difficult
around with
business
authority.
of living.
Lukaku. Opportunity to take the lead. He can't hold on to it. Very alert defending to put a stop to the
I'm due
chance.
to give birth in a few weeks. There was a worry
Well, I
that I
just
might lose
wondered
the
to
baby
myself how
after being
important that
tackled to the
save
ground
will be
like
come
that.
the end of the game.
But she was fine.
Really important goalkeeping to keep it all
I'm going to
square,
have a
wasn't
go.
it?
I'm working right up to my due date. I've been working hard,
Wonderfully weighted
putting in
pass.
longer hours and operating on less sleep than I should have in my condition.
And firing it to
It's
the
been
near
a
post.
distraction.
And
My whole
there is the
pregnancy has been
goal to
tangled
make
up
it
with
a
my grief
hat-trick.
for Miranda.
Excellence in
Yes,
finishing.
grief.
There
I
for
know it
all
might
to
be
see.
almost hard to believe, considering what a terrible friend I have been to her of late, and the way she could be with me.
Well, we can see it
It's
again
true.
here. What a lovely
always like
inviting
Miranda.
cross into the danger
Sometimes
area
I
that
positively
was.
hated
And
her.
that's a good header.
But I
High
did
on the
love
ball,
her.
concentration.
As it happens when you
It's
have
a
known
lovely
someone for
finish.
such a long time. You see all
Well, a
their
dramatic
faults,
moment
yes,
near the end.
but you know
And
their
that
best
might
qualities
well
too.
be the decider.
And Miranda had so many of those. No one could light up a party like her. No one would offer her best dress to
Declan
borrow at the
Rice.
drop of a hat.
Really
And there
good
aren't
reading
many
of the game
popular
to win
girls
possession
13
back.
who will stake all their social credit on the rescue of an outsider.
It's a
She
fine
was,
United move
in
in
her
the
way,
making.
utterly unique.
And will it be
No
the
one could be a
leveller?
fiercer ally.
Are you kidding me?
And yes,
A back
no
and
one could be a
forth
more
on the
formidable
match.
enemy.
Now they're level again.
Apart
The
from,
lead lasted
perhaps,
nearly minutes.
one person. Emma was
And it's
spectacular at
level
the trial.
again here.
Very
Both
contrite
sets
and
of
grief-stricken
fans
and
being
very,
put through something
not
of an
too
emotional mangle.
well dressed. Gone was the resemblance to Miranda, the seductive
Well, the goal
blonde,
at this
the femme
stage could
fatale.
be decisive.
I suppose
Huh?
you don't particularly want to go for the fatale
Lukaku.
look when you're on trial for murder. Her hair had been dyed back to a very modest
Nicely
shade of
timed
mouse.
tackle.
She wore a high-necked, almost Victorian pie-crust blouse. She looked like something
Kane,
between a choir
he's in
girl and a
behind.
school teacher. She wept, she explained
Harry
that Miranda had
Kane!
started taunting her about
Keeper
her
did his
condition,
job to begin with.
despite her attempts to explain.
And he did
Oh,
well
she
to cut
hadn't
it
meant
out.
to strangle Miranda, she said. There had been a tussle, yes, after Miranda had said some terrible,
Crossing
unforgivable
opportunity.
things.
Harry
It was
Kane.
self-defense.
This is why we adore
Miranda
this
had been
game.
drunk and
Late
vengeful,
drama.
and covered
And
her
now
fighting
they're
tooth
in
and
front.
nail.
Well, it
She
looks
shoved
like the
her
game
away,
was over,
and
but
then
no, there's another
realised the
chance.
consequences
And there
of
it
the
is,
push,
back in
and
the
tried to
net.
save
Looks like
Miranda
the
by
winner.
grabbing onto the nearest thing within reach, her neck. No,
What
doesn't
a
sound
big
very lucky
moment
to me.
in the dying
And the
embers.
prosecution didn't
Will
think
it
so
prove
either.
decisive here?
It should be impossible not to convict on the basis of so much evidence. But we
Until
live
they
in a
have a goal
post-truth
in their
world.
future. They're
The
giving it a
jury
go.
lapped it up. They simply could not convict her of murder. Not this well-spoken, quiet,
luck to win
weak
them all
person
back
who
by
looked just like
United.
the daughter of a friend,
Taking
or a
it
girl they
forward now.
remembered from school.
Lukaku.
People like her didn't commit murder, not proper murder.
Something to
They
worry
simply
about
had
here.
unfortunate accidents.
Well, on you go, says the referee.
Papers
Advantage.
compared it to the
This
case
could
of
be
that
the
other
equaliser.
Oxford alumnus
But
a
no,
few years ago,
when your
who stabbed
goalkeeper
her
comes
boyfriend
up
with
with
a
a
bread
save
knife.
like that late
People
in
like
the
them
game,
just don't
you've
serve
cause to
time.
be thankful.
The
And there we
defence,
are, Derek.
meanwhile,
You said it
gleefully
right at
paints
the
a
end of
picture
the
of Miranda
game.
as
He's
an
fluffed
unhappy
his lines,
person.
but the
Someone
keeper
whose life
takes
was
great
falling
credit
apart
for
beneath
that.
a glossy
This
facade.
might be the perfect
A big
counter-attacking
drinker, a
opportunity.
drug taker. She, after all, had supplied our group with drugs on the first night of the holiday.
You've got to say it was a
Emma,
wonderful break, but
importantly,
shame
had
about the
abstained from
wild
taking
attempts.
anything.
Yeah, who needs a
And Miranda was
midfield when you
prone
can
to
break
erratic
like
bullying
that?
behaviour.
Superb
The
pace.
defence claimed.
Disappointing finish,
The way
though.
she'd forced Mark to drink that champagne, coerced me into the freezing
Defender
lock.
coming out on top against
Controlling,
Lukaku.
manic,
And
Unstable.
that is that. The referee
Keeping
blows
things
his
like
whistle for
therapist,
full
hasn't she?
time, and it's a victory for the
Manslaughter.
visitors' league.
That was the charge.
Wow, what a
In a
finish.
4-year